Okay, good morning everybody. So for this morning we are having online session. How are you this morning? I hope you are all ready and you are in a good health. So I'm so sorry because I have something to do outside of the town, so we need to do the online session. Yes, so last week we have discussed some definitions or term about classroom management. We have discussed some basic concepts. Remember, in classroom management, you are all the manager of your own classroom. We have discussed this, and in the next slide, we also have discussed this. So we all agree that effective classroom management can look very different in different classrooms and schools. So the nature of effective classroom in one context may be different from the nature of classroom management which is effective in the other setting. Okay, then we also discuss some of the definitions. I think we have discussed this all in this slide. And yes, I think in the last session we finished up to this slide. So classroom management refers to the actions that an instructor or teacher takes to create and maintain a learning environment that is conducive to successful instruction. And these actions include decisions about structure, organization, and course activities that support students by managing their expectations and behaviors. I think last time Mas Desta asked whether this is a valid concept or not about classroom management, because in these days teachers serve as a facilitator, not the main party in the classroom. So when this definition talks that or states that instructor try to create and maintain a learning environment, what does that actually mean? So when we are talking about teacher or instructor, we cannot directly say that, oh, the teacher will be dominant. No, we need to wait until the teacher creates some activities. Only after you know the activities, then you know and you can decide whether they are very teacher-centered or student-centered. So like a teacher giving the instruction. Okay, for example, the instruction is please try to find the learning resource from the internet. From the internet, what does that mean? It means the teacher gives you the freedom to search by yourself, and whether you are going to search many instruction, many sources, many websites, then it is up to you. So you are given the freedom. When the teacher gives you the freedom, it means the teacher are not dominant. Okay, when the teacher are not dominant, it means you are becoming more active than the teacher. You decide yourself what to learn, how to learn, from where to learn, which sources, which website, or even which YouTube video that you are going to use. Okay, so we cannot directly decide that teacher is the dominant party. Okay, so wait until the teacher set the activities and provide the environment for you to be free, to be creative, and to be independent in your own learning. Okay, so I think last week I said like, yes, understanding classroom management is like you are playing the, like, what do you call it? We try to arrange the boxes. When the boxes are not complete, then you cannot see the real picture. Yeah, so yes, this is the nature of classroom management. Okay, so I think we agree with this, and now we go with the effective classroom management. So effective classroom management can create positive learning environment with the following characteristics. Number 1, fosters an environment that supports academic, social, and emotional learning. So basically, when we are talking about classroom, usually the teacher deliver the materials which support the cognitive development of the students. We are talking more about the academic achievement, for example. However, indirectly, the teacher will also support the social and emotional learning. When you are put in groups, for example, then you need to interact with the students, you need to interact with your peers, classmates, and thus it is what we call social learning. You try to learn how to interact, how to communicate, how to collaborate, and how to work together with your team. And at the same time, you are also having a kind of emotional learning. When you are interacting with other people, then it is the time for you to exercise how to control your emotion. Second, effective classroom management also facilitates a structured and organized environment where students can focus on learning. So I'm so sure that all of your teachers will always try to help you to focus in the classroom, in your learning. However, whether they are able to make you focus or not, it is something else. It is a different case, okay? Like me, in our classroom, I try to make you focus. I try to get your attention. I try to ask you to read. However, whether actually you are really focusing on the materials or not, this is something which is out of my control. What I can do is to try to help you to keep focused and motivated. Okay, next, effective classroom management will also help the teacher to build the trust and build healthy relationships in the classroom. So healthy relationship is built between the teacher and students and among students, from peer to peer, like you and your classmates. You are all building healthy relationship ideally. However, sometimes healthy relationships are not existing in a particular classroom. Perhaps you have experienced this, and later on you can share with us. And next, classroom management also maintains attention and fosters motivation and engagement. So as long as you can motivate your students, you can invite them to participate actively in your classroom, then I think your classroom management is effective. However, sometimes not everyone in the classroom wants to interact, okay? And then finally, effective classroom management will try to minimize any disruptions and interference with the learning. So as a good manager in a classroom, you need to minimize anything which can disturb the teaching and learning processes. Okay, this is a very brief explanation about effective classroom management. I think it's time for you to do some reflection. Okay, as part of the assignment, try to do the reflection by considering the following questions. Number 1, which one was mostly supported? Academic, social, or emotional learning in your past experiences of joining English classes? So why do you think so? So try to reflect in one of the lessons you have joined and think about that, whether your teacher was mostly like supporting the academic, social, or emotional learning, yeah, and whether students in your classroom could focus on the learning, why or why not. And number 3, was healthy relationship built between teacher and students and also among students? Number 4, how did your teacher maintain attention and fosters motivation and engagement? You can make a brief description about that. And finally, how did your teacher minimize the disruption in your classroom? Give some examples on what your teacher did at that time. Okay, hopefully they are clear and you can share the answers in our WhatsApp group. Thank you.